We're going to talk about what's considered a good real estate investment, and we're gonna start right now. Let's do this. How's it going? My name is John and I am a mortgage broker located in Vancouver, and welcome to another video. If this is your first time here and you want to learn ways to be approved for a mortgage, home buying tips, and other mortgage related stuff, start now by subscribing and clicking on the notification bell so you won't miss anything. I'm here today with Elliot Tan, realtor at Lee & Pete Vancouver Real Estate Group at Oakwyn Realty. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
So Elliot, I know your expertise when it comes to rental property investments, but however, the viewers, they may not know. So perhaps you can share with us what should I be looking at when I'm purchasing investment property?
Well, that's a good question. I think what you should be looking at is convenience. So the big rule of real estate is location, location, location. So for me, I'm a big convenience guy. So I like to make sure that what I'm looking at is in a convenient location, such as amenities, shops, restaurants. Are there offices or jobs around? Is it transit oriented, such as SkyTrain stations or bus stops? And then you can look further into the immediate area, and if the city has any potential for future growth, such as further infrastructure plans and or growing population.
Now I understand there's calculations involved, some numbers. It's not just just location. Yes, that is important, but also calculating returns. So in terms of running numbers, what should people be looking at? Is there like a magic formula that they can use?
Yeah, well, the most common formula that investors use is to calculate the cap rate or the capitalization rate. It's simple. It's just taking your net income divided by your purchase price, and it comes with your cap rate. The higher the cap rate, the bigger your return. I, however, like to break it down a little bit more into monthly costs. So take your total monthly expenses for a specific property, then look at what the potential rental price could be for that specific property, and if that rent covers or exceeds your monthly expenses, then in my opinion, I think that's a good investment, as long as the location is good, the building's solid, and there's future growth potential.
In terms of cap rates, what is the rule of, or if there is a rule of thumb in terms of a number? Is it a 3% cap rate, 5%? What?
So it does vary. Typically in big cities, the cap rate actually gets larger as you move away from the city.
Okay.
So it depends on what you're looking for in an investment. But if you're looking for just a better rate of return, if you're renting it out, then between 3% to 4% would be considered a good cap rate.
Are there times where the cap rate is 0 or even negative? And
Definitely.
It's still considered like a good investment?
Well, for sure. Well, in Vancouver, because the prices are so high, the cap rate won't be as high. But a lot of people do bank on appreciation in Vancouver. So so growth appreciation in price in Vancouver has been growing higher than other cities such as Surrey or Burnaby.
So let's really break down the numbers. We know, you collect rent, and then there's going to be expenses. Can you list out the different monthly costs?
For sure. So you got your mortgage payment, which is one, and then you got your strata fees if you're buying a townhouse or a condo. And then you got annual fees such as your property taxes and your insurance, which you could break down into monthly as well. Other costs that you may want to consider is your BC Hydro or electricity and or internet and TV if you're doing like a fully furnished rental or a nightly rental, and then possibly hiring a property manager to manage the property for you, which could range between 5 to 10% of your monthly rent.
So all of this is really valuable, but I think viewers really want to know and get a really good insight on, okay, well, where would we find like a good, decent investment property?
Yeah, so good question. Going back to location, you want to look at places that have future potential, right? Right now, because Vancouver is so overinflated, it's nice to look outside of Vancouver. So looking into cities such as Langley that has a new SkyTrain line coming into it, lots of growing communities, increasing population. Then further out, you got Abbotsford that has its own international airport, and lots of building going on in that city as well. And then if you want to explore a little bit further outside of that, then going to Vancouver Island is actually got a lot of potential there. Cities such as Langford, which is just 20 minutes away from Victoria, is actually rated as the #1 growing city in BC. So that's got some good future potential, I think.
Thank you so much for all your valuable knowledge. It's really helpful. But of course, within a video like this, we can't really go over everything. For those who are viewing and they want to ask more questions about real estate investment, what's the best way to contact you?
Well, I'm easy to get a hold of, so just call me, text me, email me, or visit my website, and I'll be able to help you.
Well, thank you so much, Elliot.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure to have you and to share your insight with us.
Yeah, thanks a lot for having me.